Hey folks, Jonathan here. Figured before we start today I'd show you a few wrecks I picked up just in the last few days. Busy times, and I know I do these videos and people don't realize that I'm working a full-time wrecker business too, so that makes it kind of tough, and especially as I get older. But I keep pushing myself, and I plan to keep pushing myself to keep rolling. An object at rest seems to stay at rest. An object in motion tends to stay at motion, and that's what I plan on doing. But here is a pretty new model. I didn't even look at the year on it. Volvo. See all the airbags are out. And this is a 4 of 11, so it's a 2011 Volvo. This car was involved in an accident. A drunk hit this guy, and then of course he was stuck in the intersection. It would move, and while he was out of the car, another car came and didn't see it, I guess, and hit it again and knocked it down in the woods. So this thing got hit twice, but actually the driver wasn't really hurt in it, so that's a good thing. And let's see how bad it is. And I got some more here. All right, here we got a 2019 Dodge Ram, whatever you want to call it. Ram, I guess what they call them now. Brand new truck. Run off the road, hit a tree. Actually, the person that was driving this was a rental truck. The person that was driving this, I had picked up their car that she wrecked 4 days before this, and then they had run it into the center divider on a 4-lane highway and got hung up in the cables, and I picked it up. Now the insurance company's already picked it up, and then she actually drove up here in this truck to get her stuff out, and then 2 days later I was picking this thing up and got in a fight with a pine tree, and the pine tree won. So this truck is completely totaled. I don't know what the mileage is on it, of course, because you can't turn the switch on, but just to give you an idea of how old it is, it's still got the plastic on the door handles. So it's a brand new truck, but I guess it will definitely go to the junkyard. 5.7 liter Hemi, 4-door, and you can see the alignment on the cab. It no longer aligns. So, all right, here's one I got yesterday that as you can see, it hit so hard that it actually buckled the roof of it. And this is a Jeep Cherokee, Grand Cherokee, and this guy here was not at fault. He was driving down the road and somebody just whipped right out in front of him, and he hit him. Didn't have much of a choice, and people just don't pay attention anymore. So that one will definitely not make it back on the road. All right, here we have a 2015 Hyundai that there we go, that was in a head-on collision. This car also was not at fault. The truck that hit it was at fault. They crossed the line, and probably a texting situation, because it's become an everyday thing here, people texting and driving. And as you can see, the engine's just laying there on the ground in front of it. So it's not even the engine's not even really connected to anything except hanging on by wires, and I think CV joints might be holding it in. But I don't know the condition on these, on the driver of this, but definitely a rough one. And nowadays people don't realize when these cars wreck like this, it's like a bomb going off. The plastic, there's so much of it. You can see the intake's plastic, but there's so much plastic on these cars that they just go everywhere, and it is a real mess to clean up. Just a plastic bomb is what it's like. And it actually handled the impact pretty well, because it didn't get into the cab whatsoever, the body. And I'll show you on the other side, because I mean, this was a really hard hit, but I don't even think it hurt the door. I mean, that is saying something. And to be that hard of a hit and then not cause any damage inside the car. So maybe that helped them out some. This is actually a Hyundai Sonata. Alright, let me see what else I got. Here's an H2 Hummer. Don't really know what happened to this one, because this one I didn't pick up as a wreck. This one I bought. It's got a 6.0, 130,000 miles. Runs really well. And whatever it hit, it broke the spindle, upper ball joint, lower ball joint. It got the axle. Didn't hurt the frame, didn't hurt the rim. Done a little damage back here on the fender. The suspension damage is, to buy the parts brand new through Rock Auto, it's about $380. That's an axle, a spindle, upper ball joint, lower ball joint, tie rod end. And so I'll be fixing this one, putting this one together here really soon. It's an 03, it's an older one, but like I said, 130,000 miles. And it's actually a really nice, clean, well, it's clean all but where it was wrecked. They threw the stuff in it, but leather interior. But I won't drive this. This will probably, if I keep it, my wife will drive it. I won't. This is more than I really want to have. I'd rather drive a rusty old 50s car. Alright, here's another one, Chevy Equinox. This one actually happened at the same intersection as the first one I showed you, the Volvo, but it was about 2 days apart. This one was 2 days before that one. It's a bad intersection. Used to be really bad, and then they put a light up, and now it's still bad. And it's not the state's fault. The lights work just fine. It's the people's fault. They come down the highway. It's a 55-mile-an-hour zone. They don't stop. They don't pay attention, and they just run right on through the red light and slam into the person that's coming across. And I don't know if this one was at fault or not. I can't remember on it. But it's another, definitely totaled. Here's a little, what is this one? This is a little GM, little Chevrolet. I guess it's not hit hard, but looks like I'm going to end up with this one. This might be a fixer. It actually still starts and moves. But anyway, maybe we'll fix it up and get somebody an old car that, you know, can't afford to drive one or can't afford to buy one. All right, well, I'm going to get to work here. Just want to show you them. And I haven't made any separate videos on towing and stuff, and it just takes a lot more time. I mean, I've got so much on me now, so anyway, all right, let me get to work. Okay, folks, it's raining a little bit, but I think it'd be a good time to try to put this window in. Let me pull this trim off and see if we can get this rubber out of this thing. Okay, definitely separate. So, got actually a steel post running through there. I just wasn't sure how they done that. All right. Yeah, I think the easiest way is going to be put the window in here, put the string in, and then bring the window from the inside. I think we can work with that. All right, let me get everything cleaned up really well. Some kind of a sealer that they put around it. Get all this crap off. You know, in all actuality, it really needs painted first, but I don't think we're going to do that. Might spray something down here at the bottom. I don't know. Just wet out. It ain't going to do much good, so I think we won't worry about it. Alright, let me see what I can do. Maybe I definitely may have to take this back off and put it in some hot water. I've got it on, but it's not stretching good. And I've got a long ways to go to get it on there. We'll try a little bit more. If it don't work out, then we're going to put it in some hot water. Or at least maybe sneak in there and put it in the sink and run some hot water on it. Try something. Alright. Okay folks, that was a job, and it sure didn't come out perfect, and I'm not happy with the way it came out, but I'm going to live with it. That's not a problem. The rubber, I don't know if I mentioned it, the rubber for this car, and I don't know how much it included. I think these windows and the windshield was $600 something, so that's not going to happen. What had happened was this thing shrunk. As you can see how much this shrunk. Well, this come apart when I was trying to stretch it. I actually took it in, put it in the bathtub in hot water, let it get good and hot, and then I tried to get it around it. I tried everywhere I could, and then it finally pulled and broke. So we went ahead and put it in, and it's not perfect, but what I'll do is get some black sealer and seal this up really well to where it won't leak in. And besides that, I mean, it'll do. It's got a lot of cracks in it and stuff where it was old, and cracks through here. And what had happened was it's sitting inside that hole with no window in it. It just shrunk so much. And you know, all of them shrink, but this one evidently shrunk a lot. So anyway, window is in. And now we're going to move the 59 Ford and get this up to the shop to where we can get the welder close to it and start getting on these floors. Okay, we're moving along. We've got part of it down here. Now we're going to cut from here up in as far as we need to go, and we're going to probably do this in a couple pieces. And I don't want to deal with one big piece. If I can keep from it, it don't matter. I mean, once you weld it together, you can't tell either way. But it's coming along. All right. Okay, we've got another section cut out here, and we're still going to have a plate up this way to repair. We're going to cut over a little bit, but this is actually pretty solid. We've got it hammered out. This stuff's too thick for the bead roller to roll anything, so we're just hammering it out, and you know, basically like it was. Now it comes down, and around right here is a seat bolt. Seat bolt's directly to the frame, so that's why it's indented down here. So we'll have to put our hole in for the frame or for the seat to go through. So we're going to work on getting it in there now. Alright folks, we're moving along. We're up to there. I'm going to bend out that piece and hammer it and go ahead and get it ready to go in, and then we'll get everything cleaned up. And that'll still leave us with figuring out a way of how we're going to put this rocker to it. I think I'm going to build a little piece of angle to run down it, weld it all in. But we'll have a few little places to patch in around. But I think it's going to work out really well. Looks good. It's going to be strong. And we got lucky and cut our hole in the right spot for our seat. So should be able to bolt stuff right back in. Alright. Okay. We've officially got most of this side done. All the metal's in. All of it's welded. We've just got I'm going to make a little piece of angle iron. We'll bend a piece that'll go in here and go down under this rocker. Like I said, the rocker's fine out here. It's just not good on top. And then we'll figure out a way if we're going to cut it back a little bit and weld it, or what we're going to do. But anyway, this is not show quality perfect by any means. This is good enough that you could put the carpet back in, the original carpet, and it would actually fit just fine and look good. Alright, these are in rough shape. Steel flakes, but they will go right back where they belong. They're twisted up a little bit, but they would go right back where they belong, and under the carpet, and have to put some new holes in them for screws. As you can see, they're corroded, but they would work. Anyway, so that's this side, and we've still got this side to do, but it's already looking a lot better. We'll get some 415 or something and put on that, some rust converter, and and treat that so we don't have to worry about that anymore. And what has happened on this car is the wing glasses, the way they are and all, it just got rained in. I mean, that's just all there is to it. And like I said, the back floorboards are pretty darn solid. I mean, there's a little bit, you know, just surface rust on them, but there are no holes or anything like that. There is a little bit farther back on the other side, but we'll fix it all as we go. And that looks like a lot of metal we replaced, but that's basically all we cut out because everything else was missing, of course. But anyway, we're going to call it a night. It's going to get dark on us here shortly. And I think we'll get back on this tomorrow and hopefully get some parts in. I don't know. It's a Monday, so tomorrow, so I don't know how busy it's going to be. But anyway, it's coming right along. All right. Appreciate everybody watching. Till next time. Bye.
Bye.